Hello, this is First Fire Non-Assault Move. Welcome back to the 59th episode in the War in the East series. Let's get a situation report. It is now the 2nd of December, and it's turn 129. Our last episode concluded with turn 127. What happened in 127 was more consolidation and cleanup. Let's zoom out and talk about that. It was about extracting the Panzer Corps, the two Panzer Corps that were in the Yaroslav salient, to get them out of there, to make some preliminary attacks along this sector in operationally to break out and then strategically cut off the Soviets and then take Leningrad. That is the plan for the 43-44 winter offensive. So we did some attacks here, some odd and end attacks along this front where we could get overwhelming favorable combat resolution, and of course, further consolidation and cleanup and destruction of the Soviet forces in the Moscow pocket. And you can see that 3 turns later, they remain. There are still Soviets remaining. There's a reason for that, though. So, turn 127, it was all blizzard conditions, snow/blizzard conditions across all 3 Soviet zones. We didn't accomplish that much offensively. It was really about, again, realigning our forces along the front and thinking about what we're going to do with the Panzer Corps here that's attached to Army Group South. And we came up with a plan a little while ago, a couple turns, executing some turns off camera and made some plans off camera. We'll talk about that. Therefore, no real attacks happened along this part, and yes, this is a talking point. We'll bring this up in a second. No attacks really from Moscow all the way down to Rostov. What happened on turn 128 was, of course, mud. In the central Soviet zone, it was mud, and it was snow and snow. So exactly where the entirety of our attacking forces in the Moscow pocket was under mud in turn 128. Therefore, we didn't do anything, no moves. We just tried to resupply and continued to wiggle around in this salient, getting our infantry to relieve our panzer divisions, the 2 Panzer Corps here. Which Panzer Corps were they? They were the 30th and the 31st. They are slowly getting their way out of this pocket. They were locked in mud for a long time, and then they had no supply for so long. Remote regions out here, even though 2 major cities, no fuel was getting to our vehicles. So after all this time, they have only made it here, and you can still see their fuel levels. It's atrocious. And we've been managing our air fleet, trying to get them as close as the front as we can, but we got this bubble here where we have to either go north or south to bring our aircraft over. What I did is just left them in and around Moscow and just resupplied the attacking divisions around Moscow. So for turn 128, no movement whatsoever throughout the central Soviet zone, which is essentially Leningrad to Moscow, all the way down to about here. And since we had no plans for offensive operations, it didn't matter whether it was mud or not along this lengthy, quiet front. We did some more rail movement during 128. Did we bring in? Yes, we started to rail in the 39th. Yes, the 39th Panzer Corps has finally made it up. It's a strong Panzer Corps. They have, I think, to their complement, 4 full-strength Panzer Grenadier divisions, and a couple brigades. So they're a very powerful Panzer Corps. They're up against the front now with the 24th and the 57th. Yes, 24th and 57th. So we have 3 very strong Panzer Corps here, soon to be freed up 56 and 2 Panzer Corps here. And we're starting to plus up, kind of jumping around with the situation report. That's all right. We're starting to plus up the Panzer Corps to the north by stripping some panzer divisions from the Army Group South Panzer Corps, and we'll probably bring up one more Panzer Corps and just leave two to cover, really, from, I don't know, Ryazan to Rostov. Should anything happen, which I doubt very much, all eyes are to the north. So that is the plan for reassembling, repositioning our Panzer Corps. For 128, no attacks. 129, this turn, we see down here, we are able, down here we saw just mud here, and now all attacks were able to take place where we wanted to. So during turn 129, this is the end of turn 129. We continue to move our Panzer Corps up to the front, made some preliminary attacks. Just a few here, really not attacking yet because our Panzer Corps are not in place yet. Why waste men and materials for no reason? Why do I have a gap here? Did I forget to move? There we go. Before I know it, there'll be an entire Soviet army that's made its way through this gap in our lines. All right. Anything else I forget? I don't think so. What I was holding off, we have one attack to take place on Moscow proper. Yes. Let's clear the map here. Oh, we can't really see very well. Well, there's Moscow. And we're about to attack this hex with the 5th Corps, a combination of the 5th Corps and 9th Corps, along with the 18th Panzer Division. Oh, are we going to include, because the 18th just moved around about to get into position, and they're not in supply with the 56th. If I move the headquarters any further, yeah, it's a logjam. Because of what's happening here, we can only attack along so much attack. We only have so much attack surface with the remaining Soviets in the pocket, the mini pocket now. So we started to move, oh, was it 50th Corps? I think we moved 50th Corps. We already moved the Infantry Corps up. We pulled them out. Now we're pulling out 7th Corps to go to the front. And more than likely after this turn, we'll pull out at least another Infantry Corps out of this pocket operations. And the 26th Infantry Corps is really not needed right now. So next turn they'll leave operations around the pocket and make their way back to the front. And while we're on that topic, I pulled out the 13th Infantry Corps. They are now moving north to join Army Group North to take advantage. We're not letting the Soviets cheat us. Here they are, weak in several places. We can really get great combat resolutions against them. And you can see just this last turn, with this limited combat power we have available to us, we routed 3 Soviet formations. They are coming to plus up Army Group North, as well as, where are you? Oh, yeah, you're in mud. That's why you look so terrible. 2 brigades there, and also I sent... Oh, I hate fishing around for this. I was sending a full Panzer Division and another Infantry Division that we got as reinforcements. Huh. I will have to come back to that. Anyways, also this solo 13th Panzer Division with the rail cast capacity that we had left available to us. We railed up the 13th to this point, being able to get them off the rail, and then that will free up our rail capacity for next turn. They are going to join either Army Group North or this group here. I think they're a little past, so they're going to go north. We may actually bring an entire Panzer Corps to the north. I'm thinking of doing that. And our railroad repair engineers, they're making their way. slowly but surely to the front, made it up to the outskirts of Moscow and to pretty much all spots along the front south of Moscow because it's been static. And slowly but surely they're reaching here to this spot, but this is going to be a bear to get supply for a while. Just plugging away at getting supply in. Where did that Panzer Division go? Did I already assign it? I think I might have already assigned it. Yeah, I think that was a couple turns ago. It's already made its way in here, unless I can find it. So that kind of covers what reinforcements we had. Nothing to write home about, but every little bit counts. Let's do this attack, and then we'll hit next turn. Oh boy, what fort level? Only a 3. I thought it might be a 4. A rifle corps, 2 rifle corps, one of them guards. Oh, I can't include my... We don't have the available combat power to do a deliberate with the 18th Panzer Division. We'll try and soften them up. We gotta do it. Yeah, we ticked it down 0.4%. This is gonna be rough. They are now fighting in the streets. The next turn, it's going to be full-on street-to-street combat in Moscow, except for this isolated pocket, mini pocket, separate pocket within a pocket of 3 corps, which we just didn't have the combat power to finish off. And that is the situation report. Partisans have popped up all over the place, and we can't reach them, so there's a couple lingering here. I didn't forget to get them. Let's do next turn. Before I forget next turn, let's check out losses. The turn where we were able to, I think it was turn 127. I don't know if we covered that or not, but we were up to, I think it was 330,000 losses caused. Very minimal tank losses. There are no remaining Soviet tank formations in the Moscow pocket. Very few here. This turn, 141,000, as we are really down to the remaining holdouts in the Moscow pocket. So there's not that many casualties being caused at this point. Let's look at so it was 55, 33, pretty steady as we started to condense the pocket, 33, 32, 35, and then all these turns of mud, and then we kicked off pretty violently with 55, then 29, and then only 14. Let's look at order of battle. We are under 3 million with the Soviets. Did they recoup? No. I think they dipped even further. 3,700,000. Are these all sitting on the factory floor? I don't think they're reaching the front, because we certainly don't see a presence of 17,000 Soviet tanks. Unless they're all planning a grand 43-44 winter offensive of their own, I'm not buying it. They just don't have the forces available to them any longer, since the Germans have really dedicated themselves to destroying the Soviet field army. Under 4 million. Amazing. And we've eclipsed. We have surpassed the Soviets on the front with manpower. Could you ever believe it? That's amazing. All right, now, oh yeah, we did that attack. Okay, now we're ready for next turn. I don't think the Soviets have anything left to pull out of their hat except to fight ferociously wherever they can and use the weather and the terrain to their advantage, slow down the Germans. I'd really like to get close to sealing off the forces in and around Leningrad and have Leningrad in our possession early on in 1944. That's number one goal. To get back into supply in good order with our front. though it was, what am I trying to say? I can't think of anything negative about the Moscow Pocket, because that is absolutely amazing, game-changing. But it didn't put the stoppers on all other operations, really, as we waited for the conclusion of the Moscow Pocket. Which really wasn't that bad, because it happened right at the end of the year when mud happened, and then it was winter, so it really didn't affect us. It really didn't affect the Germans too terribly with operations elsewhere other than Moscow. And really, we're not planning anything else south of Moscow. I can't find any fault with what's happening. It's all gravy. Just want to get it done with. I want to raise the flag over Moscow. All right, we'll stop talking over bombs, and we'll get back to the Germans' losses. Losses under 20,000, just 12,000 here, and all standard stuff. Very minimal losses for the Soviets during their turns. They are not conducting any attacks. Let's look at the weather. Blizzard, blizzard, blizzard. And ice level already 10 and 9 and 4. Offensive operations will resume in Central Soviet Zone, which will be the destruction of the pocket. Hopefully, finally, I doubt that we'll be able to destroy all the Soviets in and around here. This hex should be destroyed. I mean, the Soviet forces in this hex will be destroyed, and we'll start to array our forces for really, hopefully, in the next week or two, offensive operations. And did they pull out anywhere along this front? It's so jagged here. We're just attacking where we can. What did I tell you? Hey, there are some of their tanks. Ay, ay, ay. Cavalry Corps, Rifle Corps, and a headquarters leading the way. Huzzah! Alright, alright. Just gonna have to... Ugh. Pains. Pains in my neck. Alright, they're pulling back here. And just holding the line in our assailant. Alright. What do we have left? Fort level, did they build back up? Fort level 3. 3. And 3. Okay, so fort level 3s, not 4s. It's going to be a grind. It's going to be battle of attrition, fighting in the streets. We got to take Moscow, at least get one hex for morale's sake, prestige sake, and something to put in the German newspaper back home. All right, I think I'm going to call this episode here. It's a short one. What I'm going to do, I'll execute this turn. I'm going to catch a little bit of on camera, definitely some of the attacks on Moscow. Definitely have to capture that. That's pretty huge. And then really it's just going to be arraying forces. So for content on the channel, we'll just do some footage of fighting around Moscow. Really nothing to speak of about arraying our forces. And then we'll go on to turn 131, the second, which will be the third week of December. And we'll capture on camera again any Moscow attacks. And then I don't think we're going to be in position, to be honest with you, to start attacks for another 2 weeks. I want to have at least another 2 weeks to bring in some of the infantry division, infantry corps that were attacking around the Moscow pocket to get them back into the front. And that's really just a lot of logistical moves, admin moves, repositioning, realigning, and hopefully by the close of December, we can resume the next stage of the winter offensive, which really hasn't started, to be honest with you. It really hasn't started. Was it snow when we did this? I don't remember. No, it was clear, and then it went mud. So we really haven't attacked, other than the Moscow pocket, yet. along their front. And that's okay. That's okay. We'll clear this up and then get into position and then really start the 43-44 winter offensive. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video. This is First Fire, non-assault move out.